They locked down Oregon. I don't know, man. Things are weird. So we have Granny Smith apples, Honeycrisp apples, golden potatoes, some little cuties, an onion. I think this is old elephant garlic. This is all my baking stuff. I haven't stocked anything since the COVID-19 stuff started. I think the only thing that I've bought a little bit more of would be the vanilla. That is something that I use in almost every recipe, but everything else was stuff that I already had stocked, luckily, because I do bake so often. The stuff up there is some non-perishables from my aunt. The vlog where we went over to their house and they have a huge garden and she does a ton of canning and everything, so that's some stuff that she shipped to us. This is all my cooking, sauces, spices, breadcrumbs, and then down here is tea and then some different types of coffee, almonds, granola, flaxseed and chia seed, some coffee syrup that's from a long time ago. When I used to bring my lattes to work, I used to make them at home and bring them to work. I feel like that has to be expired, but I don't know, maybe it stays good for a long time. That's pretty much it in here. The only thing out of here that I bought today was the granola, almonds, and then the flax seeds and chia seeds. So this cabinet is the one that can get kind of a mess. What we have on top is saltines, hot chocolate, and then plastic dishware that we use outside when we're barbecuing. The only thing that I've gotten recently was the saltines. Get my stool. I'm not tall enough for this. We did buy more, focus please, thank you, of this ramen. It's very, very good. We have some pita chips, Flamin' Hots. I did buy these the other day, Alfredo. There wasn't any mac and cheese, so this is old mac and cheese that we had. Spaghetti sauce. This I bought today. They were out of the stuff that we usually get. Top ramen, croutons. Those are really old. They're probably expired. Tuna packets. I got more chicken broth because I figured I could make soups out of that. Old chili and beans. Those we bought a long time ago. None of that is new. What we did buy is more stuff for working out. They say right there, energy chews that we use when we're biking. What's that? We also have these gel packs. We did get more of these usable snacks that you can have when you're biking. The salted caramel is my favorite flavor that we've had. It has an assortment of flavors. I had the strawberry banana one yesterday and it was a little weird. We'll usually bring one or the other when we're biking, so we just stocked up on those. Hello. There we go. We have old stuff back there. I think that's a pizza making kit that we got for a gift. Caramel, some chocolate from, I think from last Easter. More of those gel packets. We also have pre-workouts from Alani Nu. I got this because Remy Ashton talked about it. Protein cookies from them. They're alright. They're not the best thing in the world, but I mean, it's a protein cookie. Here's some other things that we have for biking. Trail butters. We haven't tried this yet. Nuts and dates. All of our pastas. Spaghetti noodles. Spaghetti noodles was something that I tried to buy when all of this first started happening, and there were literally no spaghetti noodles. So these I was able to get last week. Seasonings, extra seasoning packets, and extra like sauces and stuff that we've gotten from takeout food. There's the keto bread I was talking about. There's also Dave's Killer bread and Dave's Killer bagels up there. Rice. These two boxes we had previously, so those aren't new. Cereal. We don't eat cereal very often, but we bought these a while ago and we've been kind of like picking at them. They haven't gotten stale yet though. There's some oatmeal back there. Then I think that's a Kahlua bottle and a red wine, which we probably won't drink either of, but we'll see. We don't have a lot of freezer food. We mostly have fruit. Like there's strawberries, blackberries. I think these are these are the egg noodles I like for homemade chicken noodle soup. Green beans. We have some dinner rolls, ice cream. Nothing in there. Little DiGiorno pizza. That's a package of ground beef I got today. That is a puppuccino. Turkey ham and potatoes that I meal prep. Udon noodles. Some open chicken broth. Other broths, oat milk, parmesan, a big thing of minced garlic because we use it all the time. Yogurt, lunch meat, some salsa and old tortillas. Cheese I did restock on today. I got the extra sharp white cheddar, sharp cheddar, and medium cheddar. They only had the small blocks of those. Other meats, I got 6-pack of PBR, Gatorades, cauliflower lemonade. Those are a package of Brussels sprouts. Broccoli, asparagus, carrots, more cauliflower, more Brussels sprouts down there. Here I have strawberries, grapes, and raspberries. And then these are the Alani Nu energy drinks that we have. A couple cans of house wine. That is that missing PBR from that pack. More energy drinks, milk. These are just the regular condiments that we use. Butter, and some eggs. And those are all the groceries that we have. Do some makeup. Should have something to put you on to make you laugh. Okay, I think that's better. So let's do makeup. I haven't put any makeup on for a week because we are in the midst of the COVID-19 self-quarantine. We've decided to work from home. My work made this decision for me. So a week before last, we met as a team and my manager let me know what we were going to be doing. So I haven't talked to you guys about what I do. I am a data manager for a major Oregon hospital. The data that I manage is cancer clinical trials, and they were making everybody stay home that could. The only people that did go into work were the coordinators of the clinical trial, our manager, and then clinic staff were the only people that were actually like allowed to be in at work. And it has been a bizarre experience. I worked from home before then. I worked from home 2 days a week. I'm finding out that working from home 2 days a week is very different. Oh, my mom's calling me. Hello?
Hello.
I can't hear you. Huh? Say what? Your phone is so garbled. I cannot figure out what you're saying half the time.
I love you.
I love you too. Very, very much. Okay, bye, Mom.
Bye.
With my mom's phone, her audio is so garbled. I can't figure out what she's saying sometimes. So I just have to like stop her and be like, I can't understand you. I don't know what you're saying. Or she'll just be like, rah, 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 rah. Makeup is not looking the best. I have a lot of dryness right now, so it's picking up on patches. I tried to do the thing that I've been doing, which is using a primer and then putting powder over it and then putting my foundation over it, which usually works really well, but for whatever reason today it's just not. So I'm just deciding to get ready so that I can film with you guys. Hopefully I'll have like a productive day in the house. I decided to take today off like I was telling my mom. So today's Monday, so I'm having an extra day to my weekend, which is really nice. Like I was saying with my work, basically forced not to go. Our patients are immunocompromised, so we don't want having people come in and out of clinic if they don't have to. And it's really not necessary for my job. Like like I can do my job completely remotely. Most of what I need to reference is in the patient's medical record. That's completely electronic. And then the other like source documents that we have for the clinical trials are on our shared drive. And I think a lot of the rest of the team is working from home as well, trying to limit contact with our hospital and especially limit contact with our patients. Pretty lucky with my job that I am fortunate enough to be able to do it from home. I think some people struggle with working from home because they're like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Like how to stay productive, I think, when they're working from home. Business is slowing down as well because our patients aren't coming in, but it means that we have to figure out a lot of things documentation wise, cross our T's and dot our I's for a lot of other things. Kind of a unprecedented and crazy time. I know that we'll make it through the other end. I think we'll all be better prepared if this were to happen again. Hopefully it doesn't. It's weird how when you haven't done it in a while, you kind of forget like what your normal process is or like what you usually do. So I'm sitting here and I'm doing my eyebrows like not how I would normally at all. And I think me trying to get them to look similar is making it worse and not better. I went to the store this morning. It was a lot better than it was last week when I went. Last week, I went early in the morning. I went around 7 or 8. And that was the time that everyone else had decided to go. And it was very hectic. People are very quiet, unwilling to talk to each other, and very distant. I definitely don't think that was the case before. For instance, when I was at the store today and when I went the other day, people are just not getting close to each other at all. You know, smart. That's their recommendation is for everyone to have 6 feet. It is kind of crazy seeing that in practice because people are waiting for a cash registers and they're 6 feet away from each other when usually their cart is usually right behind you. When I went the other day, they weren't out of a ton of things. They were just out of popular items. They were out of the really good breads that they usually have at the store. I ended up getting some weird, I was telling my mom, some weird keto bread that I've heard Raw Beauty Christy talk about because I love her. And she said it was good, so it just looks like white bread. Like it looks like bread you would have for like sandwiches and stuff. I usually like sourdough, or we've been buying a lot of the just wheat bread. I think it's Dave Killer's bread. They have like a thin slice, like a small thin slice, which is perfect, but they were out of that. Like a lot of people are making the good choice to like stay home if they can. Of course, you know, there's a big population of people that are just forced to go into work because they're deemed, you know, the essential workers population. So we've been doing that. We've been also going on bike rides because we're still permitted to do that. And there's a lot of good bike trails or neighborhood greenways and stuff like that in our city because Portland obviously is like a huge biking city. It's just crazy. Like I would have never imagined that this is where we would end up. A virus would take out like kind of life as we know it. Like I know that that sounds pretty dramatic, but everything's going to be different now. I don't think it's ever going to go back to exactly how it was before. I think people are going to be a lot more cautious. I think they're going to take things a lot more seriously. You know, you're still seeing reports of these kids going on spring break and they're still going to the beaches and stuff like that, and it's just so unnecessary and so ignorant. I just don't know why you would put yourself at risk or put, not even that, like put others at risk. You know, you would hope that right now people would become a lot more selfless, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's every man for himself. Raw Beauty Christy put a video up the other day. People were kind of like that at the grocery store, which I could see that too, especially depending on the time that you went. Like now it's kind of all settled down. For the most part, we've all settled into our new routines, and I kind of felt it the first time I went to the store after all this, you know, hitting Oregon. People were you know, scared, and they were a lot, I don't even know what the word is, a lot more selfish, I guess. Like they were going to the store and buying a ton of toilet paper, buying a ton of, I don't know, maybe they did need them. Like maybe they have a huge household, so they have to buy a lot of those things. I don't know. I guess it's not fair either for me to say that they were being selfish by doing that. I don't know those people's circumstances, so I guess that's not really fair either. I don't know. It's just such a weird time. I've heard a bunch of different timelines from all different people too. It's like everyone has their own idea of like how long this is gonna take to return to normal. We just have to ride it out and see what happens. But I've been going to the grocery store and stuff because Noah does have asthma. I think he was looking at the CDC's website or something the other day. He's like, oh, I'm in the risk category. And I was like, yeah, you have asthma. So it's like even people that they don't even know that they're in the risk category. It didn't occur to him. And he can't be the only person. This time I went to the hair salon, I told her like full blonde with a dark root. So that's what she did. I really like it. I really like how it looks. It is incredibly high maintenance, like everyone always says. The purple shampoo that I was using, I don't think I was using like a repairing mask after I used it, and I was doing that for a while, and then I just decided to stop. Or I was using the mask and I wasn't leaving it on long enough, and then I realized one morning after I had showered, because I shower at night so my hair dries overnight, and when I woke up I had all these like little broken baby hairs at the front, which is comical because on my other video I was saying that I have a little bit of thinning here, so it's like making the matter even worse. So these little baby hairs I have now because that purple shampoo, like I left on too long, I used too much, I used too often, and then I wasn't using that repairing mask, so I really messed up. So I have all these little broken baby hairs. I have these baby hairs, they're not as bad, but it's like obviously I would like not like my hair to be breaking off. But I texted her and I was like, hey, so I did this and I messed up, what do I do? And she was like, put on that repairing mask a couple of hours next time you do it. And I did, and my hair is really soft now. I'm gonna wait as long as possible in between hair washes. If I don't use the purple shampoo, this is gonna turn yellow. I don't want that obviously, but I also don't want my hair to break off. Yeah, it's just kind of silly. Like I realized what happened when I woke up and I saw those hairs and I was like, like, damn it. He's been loving us being home so much. Oh, he's got the worst breath though. Do I want to do full green or just like a little bit of green? I think full green. And my mom said Oregon just locked down. I don't see anything. I know that it's probably coming. Not seeing it online. So this is typically what I like to do with my eyeshadow is I'll put down kind of my transition, kind of what I want to be the darkest color sometime, and then kind of work it around. I'm using the Gemini palette from Melt that I finally got my hands on. I've been hearing people talk about this palette and about Melt. The first one I bought was one of the Day of the Dead ones, I think. It was Muerte, it was this one. So that's the first one that I got during the winter. This one is the Gemini one, and I prefer it. I think the colors are more wearable. I like the greens that it has in it because I feel like the greens are very similar to what my eye color is. So my eye color is, I call it green, but right now it definitely looks more hazel. People prefer, if they're doing eyeshadow like this, they'll usually do the eyeshadow first and then do their face makeup, but I always prefer to do my face makeup first. It makes it so that everything comes together more for me. So since I mix colors, I think this eye is looking a little darker than this one. I'm gonna add more of that darker color. If I'm feeling froggy, I'll bring the eyeshadow like into the socket. It's pretty dramatic. The colors that I used were these two, that olive green and that mustardy color, and then there's a sparkly green right here. I think I'm gonna put that on the lid. I think down here I'll do a dark color. Yeah, I like how that looks. So this is typically what I do if I'm doing like dramatic eyeshadow. I'll do that crease color, blend it up, do a dark color in there, work around those colors and try and figure out how I want it to look. Blend that dark color a little bit. So that dark color was this one. The dark green definitely lost some of its depth when I was blending it, which is fine. I didn't need it to be that dark, but it's just good to know for those shadows. Then I'm gonna do that sparkly green and hopefully it'll just go on fine. You can always wet your brush too with some setting spray. Using my finger is always what works the best for me. I think I will do a little bit Since I'm going grungy, I might as well, right? As far as like makeup people that I like to watch, my favorites are Rob Beauty Christie, who I mention constantly. And I want her to be my friend so bad. She lives up in Washington. I think she lives in like northern Washington, because she's mentioned before that she lives not that far from the border to Canada. I love her videos. I find her so relatable, so funny, just very like down to earth. Recently, probably a couple months ago, and I've just been binging. I mentioned in the other video, just because I find her like commentary on things so refreshing and so real. She also doesn't really get into the drama in the makeup community as a whole, which I kind of like. Like, her analogy makes a lot of sense. She said, you know, asking her to comment on what's going on in the makeup community and with everyone is very similar to a stranger asking you about, oops, I bonked my palette, talk on your coworkers. And it's like, they don't even know you. Like, that's the absolute perfect analogy. I don't know you, but I want to know what your opinion is about your shitty coworker. Like, it doesn't make any sense. My other favorite YouTuber, especially for makeup and for her vlogs, is Genevieve. So she's a Scottish YouTuber. Very funny as well. She also just seems to live like a very simple life. Like, she lives in Scotland with her husband and their 2 dogs. So I did get a little bit of fallout, but I don't even think you can see it. I'm a little hesitant to wipe it away because I don't want it to streak. But I really, I forgot what I was saying. I really like her as well. She is bougier for sure. Like, she just got a new car. She has a lot of like designer things. She prefers the expensive makeup brands and stuff, which is fine, you know, stuff like that. I still think that she's a very like relatable person. Like, her house just seems like a normal house in Scotland. It doesn't seem like a fancy bougie house or anything. And the same with Christy. Like, I know Christy's doing really well. They recently bought another house that they're remodeling. It's a house in the middle of the woods, and she has aspirations to be a homesteader. It's just really interesting, and I really enjoy that type of content from them. And Genevieve does a lot of these looks usually. That's kind of where I draw my influence from. My mom said that they locked down Oregon, but I'm not seeing anything in the news.
They're talking about it.
She said, just released letter, the news says. But I googled it and nothing came up.
Governor Kate Brown issues an order directing Oregonians to stay home. Recreational activity like jogging or hiking is permitted, so long as people can stay 6 feet away from each other.
She didn't say anything about biking? That's the same thing though, right?
Yeah, I think that falls into the category.
I guess you just can't use like the spring water because it's way too many people.
Yeah, must have.
We knew it was gonna come eventually.
Violations of the order can be treated as a Class C misdemeanor, punishable by up to 30 days in jail and a $2,500 fine.
Are they gonna jail people though? Who does that count for? Like, who counts as violating it?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm glad I went to the store today.
Yeah, thanks for doing it.
When does her shelter-in-place order take action?
I think immediately.
Well, if people were panic buying before, I bet they will now.
There. Oh my god, I have way too many clothes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys, it is 8:21 p.m. I just put Dream's founders are actually mutual friends. I'll walk you guys through everything later, but for now, perfect for tonight. Cal has had the next day, so last night after I finished class.
Mess in here. So this closet is a bit of a mess. It's where I keep the majority of my shoes. Noah has fewer pairs of shoes, so he puts them in the closet in our bedroom. My mom got these from my friend Allison, so I need to give those to her. All of our coats, accessories that I have that I don't really use anymore. I don't know why I keep them though. I should probably get rid of them. Only thing about this closet is that there's an air vent there and there, so it creates like a vortex, which is why there's so much dog hair and stuff in here. So I'm gonna need to like shop back that out or something. Semi-organized now. Domino's wet food, bags, poo-poo bags, ear wipes, greenies, treats for Bruce, treats for Domino, hand sanitizer, old brush of mine that I use for Bruce, other brushes, his heartworm medicine, bones, and that's everything. Poop bags, I think that's everything, bud. So it doesn't look great, but a little bit better organized. We did a pretty good deep clean in here the other day. I mean last week. The only thing is that I usually sit here when we're watching stuff. So I will have my laptop and I have a heating pad for my muscles after we work out, just to make it a little bit more comfortable afterwards because my muscles are usually really tired. This weekend we did like a 3-hour ride, so I was exhausted. Everything else over here was cleaned really well the other day. Here's our trainer for our bike, our other workout stuff. I guess I could organize that a little bit better. So I always get lazy about rolling up a waist. I end up usually taking it out the next day or whatever, so that's all of our books, trinkets and knickknacks, more books, all the dog hair. Noah swept yesterday, I think. This is the project I started a little while ago. What I want to do is these stripes coming up and then swooping down and coming back up onto this side. I don't know, I kind of lost my energy for it, and even if I'm using this blue tape I end up not getting crisp lines anyway, so I'm gonna have to come back through with white to clean those up. Another line that I need to add of a teal color. All of the painting stuff is under there with a baby gate over it so Bruce can't get to it. I don't know, I just don't have the energy to finish it right now because this took me a lot more time than I thought it was gonna take. We officially got the order this morning from our governor to shelter in place. She's not calling it that. I don't know if he likes it when I'm talking to my camera and no one else is there. Do you think I'm talking to you? I'll take. Hold on. Sorry if the lighting is going in and out. I'm sitting by the window. Luckily I went to the grocery store this morning and I stocked up on everything that we were out of. I'm not overbuying anything. I'm not buying 5 of something. At the grocery store this morning, one of the cash register ladies was thanking me for not overbuying things, and I didn't even realize, but apparently there are signs posted by the meat that you can only buy like 1 or 2 of ground beef, steak, chicken, whatever. I didn't realize that. I didn't see it at all, but I guess that there are signs posted that you can only buy like a certain amount of something. I did see that by like the paper towels and everything, bath tissue, stuff like that. But it's weird. So I saw those last week when I went to the store, but this week that entire aisle was taken over by like Easter candy, like discount Easter candy, because I guess they had sold out on all the paper towels, tissue paper, like all of that they replaced it with on sale Easter candy. Luckily, right before this started, we had bought like a 16 pack or something of the Scott toilet paper, which is what we use. It's weird because I'm not really sure what the rules are for the shelter in place. Not calling it that. It's the stay-at-home order, so it's not really the shelter in place. The coffee shops and stuff are still open, so I don't really understand. Like, that's not an essential business. Is it okay to leave the house to get coffee? Like, I don't think I would anyways, but that seems weird to me. So it's hard to know what you're actually allowed to do or not, because I guess it's a misdemeanor if you break that order. I'm not even sure what constitutes breaking the order though. I've never experienced anything like this. There were some things listed, but then it was stuff that like kind of contradicted itself, like the coffee shop thing, because it said that you can still go outside for exercise, but you have to go to non-populated areas. And the problem for us is that we like to bike, and the places that we like to bike are commonly used pathways. This week will be similar to last week, where we spend a lot of time obviously working from home, and then Pretty much every evening this week, we spent some time on either our front yard or our backyard and take it day by day and see what happens. Make our way through Better Call Saul. We're watching that right now. Probably watch some more movies because we're almost done with Better Call Saul. The weather this week is not as good as it was last week, so I think we'll end up not being able to even go outside as much as we did last week, which I was thinking that was why it made the situation last week not as bad, because we were able to go outside so often. Yeah, I don't know. This is just so weird, and I don't mean to talk about it so much, but I don't really know what else there is to talk about right now. I feel like this is a huge topic for everybody. I'm seeing it in everyone's content that they're posting online, YouTubers or family and friends on Facebook. And I don't know, and getting the news today that we're officially supposed to be staying home from now on is just kind of scary because you don't know how long it's going to go on for. I do feel very fortunate that Noah and I have a house that we can stay in. We have a big backyard, we have plenty of things to do, plenty of things to keep us occupied, and that's not the case for everyone, and we're fully aware of that. I feel for anyone who isn't in that position because I just don't, there's just so much uncertainty. Also, the people that don't have any pets, like any little personality or something to keep you on your toes, like, yeah, I'm looking at you. Bruce just make eye contact with me. Like, I can't imagine if we didn't have, like, so Bruce and Domino just to keep us company, to be our, like, little buddies and hang out with us and comfort us and bop us and steal our shit. Bruce does that all the time. He's always stealing stuff from us. Sneaky guy. And Domino is just like the biggest goober of life with us. Like, she slept in between my feet or in between my legs all last night. It was like 5 o'clock or 5:20. She decided to start like batting at me, and usually she does this to Noah. She usually doesn't do this to me. But then I was petting her, and to have these little characters here with us, I think, is really helpful. And things change daily. Like, as soon as we get something figured out, something new comes out, or there's like a new set of rules or a new way that we're doing something. So you have to just keep like molding yourself to like whatever the situation is at the time. I was hoping to be able to make these vlogs get kind of a break from this whole situation, but I realized that literally all I've been talking about has been this the entire time during this video, so I apologize if that is stressful for people. It's something that's really on my mind today. I really was gonna try to steer clear of it, but that's the only thing I've been talking about. I think I'll take a break and then I'll pick up vlogging whatever else for the rest of the day, but I wish I could be more positive or have different things to talk about. Yeah, I got nothing else for today. This is the only thing that I'm really focused and worried about today and thinking about constantly. I'm sorry. I hope this brought somebody some entertainment, and I don't know, man, things are weird. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bruce is outside playing. Oh my gosh, this guy. I didn't close out the vlog yesterday. I ended up just making dinner, and then Noah and I were hanging out. It was quite a day yesterday. I got a lot done like I'd wanted to. We ended up having a really relaxing evening, which was good. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet already, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Man, I hope I wasn't blurry that whole time. Never mind. Excuse me. Oh yeah. How do people do this? This feels so weird, asking people to subscribe.